Welcome to SciSpectrum Lab Essentials, your source for equipment, instrument, and consumables.
It really comes down to a few key chemical and physical properties that act kind of like the vital signs for water's health.
It all starts with something I'm sure you've heard of, pH. In the simplest terms, it's just a scale that tells us how acidic or alkaline the water is. This is one of the most fundamental signs. If the pH is out of whack, that's a huge red flag for everything from the health of fish to whether or not your pipes are going to corrode.
But pH is just one piece of a much, much bigger puzzle. Scientists are also measuring stuff like conductivity, which gives them a clue about the amount of dissolved salts in the water. Too much can be a real problem for crops and aquatic life. Then there's dissolved oxygen, because, hey, just like us, fish need oxygen to breathe. If those levels are low, it could mean an entire ecosystem is in trouble. They also look for specific ions, which can be telltale signs of nasty contaminants like nitrates or chlorides. And of course, temperature. It affects literally everything, from chemical reactions to which species can even survive there. Each one is a vital clue. Okay, so putting all those puzzle pieces together sounds pretty straightforward if you're in a nice, clean, controlled lab. But what happens when you step outside? The real world, the actual fieldwork. That's where this mission gets incredibly complicated. Out there, you're up against some serious challenges. First off, the environment itself can feel like it's working against you. We're talking rain, mud, dust, accidental drops, you name it. Super sensitive electronic equipment, as you can imagine, doesn't usually play nice with the great outdoors. And that's a huge hurdle to getting reliable data. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. You just can't be gentle with your gear when you're literally knee-deep in a stream. Your equipment has to be tough enough and, for sure, waterproof enough to handle this kind of stuff, whether you're testing a remote lake or checking the wastewater from an industrial plant. The second big challenge is just plain efficiency. Remember that whole list of things we need to measure? A scientist in the field might need to check 3 or 4 of them at the exact same spot. Trying to juggle different meters, different probes, and a notebook, it's slow, it's clumsy, and honestly, it's just a recipe for making a mistake. And that brings us to the third and maybe the most critical challenge, data integrity. A measurement is totally useless if you don't have the context. Every single reading has to be logged perfectly, with the exact time and date. Trying to do that by hand, out in the field, it's tedious and it's super risky. One little mistake, one smudged entry in your notebook, and you could compromise the entire data set. Okay, so we've got harsh environments, we're juggling a bunch of different tests, and we absolutely need perfect data logging. These are serious problems that call for a seriously smart solution, a piece of tech designed from the ground up to make this whole process, well, easy. And here it is. Meet the Eutech CyberScan 600 series, specifically models like the PCD 650. This isn't just another meter. It's the answer to every single one of those challenges we just talked about. It's a complete field testing lab that fits right in the palm of your hand. So let's break down how it tackles those problems head on. Worried about those harsh environments? It's IP67 waterproof, so tough that it actually floats if you drop it in the water. Sick of juggling multiple tests? The screen shows you up to 4 readings all at once. And what about that critical data logging? It automatically records up to 500 data sets, complete with a time and date stamp. And then, get this, it sends them wirelessly to a computer. No more pen and paper. Now let's zoom in on that screen for a second. They call it the one-glance-tells-all display, and you can totally see why. Right here on the PCD 650 model, you've got pH, conductivity, dissolved oxygen, and temperature all visible at the exact same time. This is a total game changer for speed and efficiency when you're out in the field. And here's the little bit of magic that gets rid of data entry mistakes for good. See that little dark window? That's an IrDA port. It's for wireless infrared data transfer. You just point the meter at a computer, press a button, and boom. Every single piece of data, all 500 sets if you want, is transferred perfectly. No cables and zero risk of typos. But let's be real, one tool can't be perfect for every single job out there. Water analysis is used in so many different fields, from environmental science to fish farming to industrial processing. And that's why this isn't just one product. It's a whole specialized family of them. This whole family is designed so you can pick the exact tool you need for the mission. The PCD 650, that's the all-in-one powerhouse for when you need to test everything. The PC 650 zeroes in on pH and conductivity, which is awesome for industrial water quality checks. The PD 650 pairs up pH and dissolved oxygen, perfect for keeping an eye on ecosystem health. And the DO 600, It's laser-focused on just oxygen levels, for things like fish farming. And here is a perfect real-world example of that. On the left, you've got that specialized DO 600 meter. On the right, an aquaculture facility. I mean, the health and literally the survival of those fish depends directly on keeping the dissolved oxygen levels just right.